Hey guys, today we're going to do a quick video about the floating tree. What is a floating tree? A floating tree is basically a tool that I use to help me figure out how I'm related to my DNA matches. Um, with the DNA matches, you're given about 15,000 DNA matches roughly. And so a lot of times I'll get a message that says, "Hey, I want to know how we can connect," or if you're just trying to figure out who someone is, then a floating tree helps because you know that you're related to them. DNA says so, but you don't know exactly how. Now, granted, sometimes you can look at the tree if they have a tree. If they don't have a tree, then this technique doesn't necessarily work, and that's when I ask about a grandparent and I'm able to get information on their grandparent because more than likely they're born before 1950. So they'll be in the 1950 census. However, if there is a public tree, then you're in luck. So in this case, I have 8 centimorgans, which again, it's pretty far fetched. I'm not sure if I can um make the connection, but I could very well get very close to it. And so with this particular case, they do have a public tree, which is great. And so I'm going to click on the one with 118 people because it's probably more filled out. So with a tree like this, I trust it for the most part. Now, when it comes to this line, I like to do my own research. Again, that's part of the floating tree. The floating tree, because maybe I already have some of these people in my tree, and then I'll eventually merge them when I find out a little bit more information. So, because I don't know exactly which side, father's side or mother's side, I'm related, I'm going to go with the father's side because the last initial is a W, which probably means Wilson. Now, granted, it very well could be a educated guess. I don't know, and that's the hard part. You don't know if it's on the mother side or the father side without actually speaking to that person. So for today, I'm gonna go with William Wilson because we have a birth date and we have a death date, which is awesome. It makes life a lot easier. Now, you click on that, and then you click on the profile, and we're going to hope that there's a source. So there's at least one source, which is great. It's a social security source, which typically gives us, again, a birth date and a death date. And in this case, we got a mother and a father. So we're going to view the record. Great. The person pops up. We got a birth date. We got a death date, father and mother. And what we're going to do to create the floating tree, we're just going to save it to someone in our tree. So this is the tree that I operate off of, and we're going to add this to a new person. So we have the first name, last name, male, death, birth date, death date, cool, save. All right. So now in this case, I'm going to click on this person because when we added that particular record, it only added the name, birth date, death date, the information that you see on the screen. So now when we click on the profile, so now that it's currently in our tree, we have the name, we got a birth date, we got a death date. Again, this is the information that was on the tree, but I mean on the record. I'm sorry. But remember, we saw mother and father. Well, it did not add the mother and father. So we're going to click on this, click on the record that we attached, go to view record, and we see that this person is in our tree, yes, but we also see that there's a father and a mother. And so what we want to do is add this mother and father to the record. So we're going to save to someone in our tree again. This time, since we already have them in our tree, we're just going to search for that person. Oh, And there it is. Okay, so the difference is, so now we're going to attach it, even though it's already attached per se. You know, you could save the same record multiple times. It doesn't really matter because it will just keep saving that same record. So this time we're going to attach it. However, the difference is we're extracting the information off of the record as if we were researching a person and we extract the information. So this time we get to add the father. You see it's in green, meaning that it hasn't been added. So now we get to add the father. We get to add the mother. And we're going to save it to the tree again. Now we have the mother and the father. And the same record again. So now we have 11 hits, birth date, death date, the name. So now when we go to view in tree, it is a floating tree, meaning that now I can build off of this tree, the information that I found myself per se, and build on the records. And that is how you build a floating tree. Thanks for watching.